Hello, from Blackmore, Vale honey, and welcome back to the channel. So what is the second part of July? So just show you this as we're walking past. So this area around here is my little paddock, and I want to turn the whole lot into a wildflower meadow, just with some pathways cut through it. So when we had the honey house done, all the soil that was dug out, the guys just put it all across here and just tracked it all in, and I just threw loads of wildflower seeds down. So a couple of things that are interesting. We used to have an old flower bed there, and so a lot of these flowers aren't wildflower, but from ages ago they've come up. I've just noticed that there is a couple of ragwort that's come up in there, so we'll get on with that in a moment and get that cleared out straight away. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the way that's gone. We'll cut it all down in the autumn, throw some more wildflower seeds down, and see what it turns out like. So the only good thing about that ragwort is it does pull up really easily. So we'll get rid of that in a minute once we finish what we're doing. So it's Sunday, and it's the last forecast day of the really hot weather. As for next week, it drops to a much more comfortable 20-21 degrees, which is nice, and also a bit of rain on the forecast, which wouldn't go amiss. So all we're doing down here today is, I've managed to do all my inspections last week, and we've just got the one to do, which is that white one down there. And you remember yesterday I was up at that guy's place that we'd sold him a couple of nukes, and one of them was not queen right and had a queen cell in it. So that was that white one we bought back. So I literally want to go through that one today, see what's going on with that one, make a plan with it, so that when we do our weekly inspections, we know what we're going to do with it. So let's go and have a look. So having visited quite a few apiaries of late, what I've noticed with quite a few people is they're not lighting a smoker because their bees are that nice that they don't need a smoker, and that's fine, that's lovely. And if your bees are like that, that's absolutely brilliant. And you don't have to light your smoker, but don't forget, smokers are not just for angry bees or nasty bees. They're really useful to just move them off the lugs. If you need to move bees off when you pick them up, can make life a little bit easier. But what I do recommend is, bees can turn a little bit chopsy at the drop of a hat for no apparent reason, and we're just coming into wasp season now, and sometimes if they're getting hammered by wasps, they can get a bit defensive and catch you out a little bit. So yeah, it's up to you. They're your bees. You don't always need to light your smoker, but what I do suggest is keep a spray bottle of water, on mist setting, because that will work. So if you open it up and they suddenly get a bit chopsy, you can use the mist, spray them down, and then you've got time to put it back together and go and light your smoker, etc. So I taped up this hive front and back, and I got stung because bees were coming out the back here. This is one of those Castle Farm hives. So I just to be belt and braces, when because I had a look in and I couldn't see how they were getting in and out. So I reckon it must have been just that the lid wasn't quite set down right, because they're not getting in and out now. Right, when I went into the colony, that was 2 weeks ago yesterday, so what's that, 15 days, it had a queen cell in it. Wasn't capped, so 5-6 days old. So if that's the case, then we should see a virgin queen in here, and we might see a mated queen. There she is. Yep, so we have got, and eggs. Right, want to play spot the queen? It's a new queen in there. So she's come for an emergency. There is eggs in this one now, and she's away. So we won't mark her, we won't clip her. We will leave her now. It's a good box of bees size-wise. So let's just leave them in this. They've got space. Let's just leave them in this for another week. Put an extension box on the top if we need to. Okay, new favourite game. So this was stores that we've just scraped off the top of the frames, and I've just killed loads of wasps that are coming to it now. They're getting a bit wiser though. They want it. Come on. Come on, you know you want it. Come into my trap. There we are. Oh, this screw's in the way. Ah, missed it. There you go. You're dead. Another one. That's 11. 12. And now look. 13. Oh, double. 14, 15. All the bees have gone now. All the bees are like, no, this is too dangerous. So, 15th July, when we were doing a queen rearing, and up at the razor colony, we took out 2 queen cells and we've put them in the incubator. So one of those has just emerged, and I expect the other one will either be later on today or tomorrow. So I've got a bit of time, so I thought rather than actually feeding and giving a bit of water, they might as well go straight into the 2 nukes that are almost prepared. So this one is hopelessly queenless, we know that. But what we want to do with this one is, I just want to take out a frame of stores from it. Then we'll introduce the virgin into this one, and then we'll go to the other one, make sure that's hopelessly queenless, put that frame of stores in there, and then that will be ready to take one of the virgins tomorrow. Very quick run through. 99% sure that you are hopelessly queenless, but let's have a look. Right, this is what you're expecting. You're expecting Queenie. There she is. Right. So that's it now. We won't touch that for another 10 days at least. 10 days, 2 weeks. Didn't do much recording on this session. I haven't got a lot of time really. So what we did, we turned up, we went into the razor colony and had a look, and that had 12 cells on it. And seeing as I only want 10, the 2 I've already taken, that's 4 more than I need. That said, I'm going to take all of them. I've got 10 nukes that I want to load up for going over winter, and the other 4 I'll put in apodias, and they can be reserves. And I've got a couple of old wooden nukes. I might even knock those up, or I suspect the end of the year one of the association members will need a queen, so we might have some for them. So we've split. So we did that first of all, and got that sorted out, and we've done all our nukes now bar 2, because I'll do the 2 in the other apiary, are all now split and have got stores and brood in all stages and a frame of emerging brood. So that's all good. And the other thing is we've decided to do is we are going to do an extraction, and the reason for that is this the yellow flowers that you see out here are a mustard variety, so that's quite heavily granulated, and I didn't want all my summer runny honey to go granulated. So I know from my notes how many supers I had on each one, so I'm going to take those away, extract them, and then I will bring them back and put them on. The girls can clean them up, and then they'll be ready for any more they want to put in. So clearer boards are in on pretty much all of them, certainly all the ones we're going to take and sorted, and then what we'll do, we'll come back up tomorrow and we'll take all those supers away. And I've got a bit of exciting news which I will tell you about tomorrow when we come up and get these supers. 16th June, we're up in the new apiary. It's only been 6 days since the inspection, but we are doing some, as I explained up at the out apiary, we are going to do some extracting in the weekend, so we need to get clearer boards on and things. We might as well do a full set while we're doing it. And the other thing is I need to move a colony, which I'll tell you about tomorrow. So this is the colony I want to move because it's this box I want. So I need to get all the supers off today. So I'm going to be not using clearer boards, but this is the only one I'll be using it for, and the others will get the clearer boards on. So there's obviously a flow on here though. This super hasn't got anything in it, so I'll be taking that with me tomorrow. So I'll probably take this one off, remove the these two supers, put that back on there and bolt it all down. But I'm going to need a queen excluder for this one, and there's one on there I can use. Right, sorry, we've not done much filming whilst we've been up here again. It's been quite simple though. When you sat on the camouflage one, that's coming with me tomorrow, and I'll tell you all about that tomorrow. The other one was good. The one in the corner was good. Between the two of them, we've got a nuke. We've taken the bees out of that one, but we did take a frame of brood out of that, emerging brood out of that one, just because they're both not massive. To give us that other overwintered nuke. So that's just about done. So obviously not taking anything from this one because this is the one that had Nassim. I'm pretty much sure it's over it now, but let's not risk it going into next year, eh? So all we're doing is going through this one, see how they're getting on, and see if they need a super. We got a super, but we haven't got one on yet because they weren't quite full. I think it's going to be the same again. Nice box of bees though. Stores, big old slab of stores on that one. These girls are getting battered with the wasps. But I have spent some time looking at all the entrances, and the wasps aren't getting in because obviously that's the secret, isn't it? Big box of bees. So we got nice brooks of nice frame of broodinal stages with stores all around the outside of it, which is nice. Both sides with stores. What I mean by stores all the way around, so you look at that, all the brood in the middle, stores around the outside of it. It's exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. That's nice. These guys are a little bit angsty, probably because they're being battered by wasps. Bless them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. These girls, plenty of space in the box. They've got three empty frames and space on other frames, so no point giving them a box yet. If they go into the winter as they are, that's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with that. Might be a good colony in coming out the winter. So looking around then, we've got plenty of wasps in our wasp traps. Another one down there, but appears to have dried up, so I think we need to get some sweet solution of some sort and just top them up again, or empty all the dead ones out, otherwise they just fill up with flies. 17th of July, we're up early and we're at a new location, and the only reason we're up early is because, not for the weather, is because one of the main roads between my place and the out apiary is closed between 9 and 4. They're doing some road works there, and it's a long way round. So because I'm moving bees, once I've just moved behind, I wanted to get them here as quick as I can, when you're moving. So we've got early. So yeah, you can see the hive behind me. That's the one we've moved, and the reason we've moved it is because, if you can see that, all of that is sunflower and pumpkin. Now this is on the back of Stu from Simply Beautiful Honey. I was watching his most recent video log, and he said he was moving his bees up to the pumpkins, and I've never thought of that before, because where I've got my out apiary, through the school holidays they have sunflower picking, which you can see the sunflowers just starting to come up, or they're nowhere near where they should be because there's not been enough water. And then after that the pumpkins are just about coming into flower. So I thought, it's only up the road there. My hives are about a mile that way. That's where I normally keep them, but it's all on the same farm. So I had a chat with Matt, and we've agreed that we'll put a hive in here and see how it goes. So we've only gone one hive this year, just because we want to see how it goes. Because if you can see that, I don't know if you can see the ticket, the tape that's there. That is to keep the public out of this wildflower meadow, so the public can get as far as that, although they probably won't. But there is a path just the other side of that, and then all the where sunflowers are up this side, and then it's pumpkins even further down. So I've bought up my gentle colony, or one of the gentle colonies. That's quite a large colony, so I know it's good, it's established, it's gentle. And that should be perfectly safe, because obviously bees and public sometimes don't mix. So we've bought one up this year just to see how it goes, and obviously if it's a success we might think of bringing more up next year. So behind where the dirt bikes are, at the top there's some more pumpkins. So good. So they're out and about, they're doing their orientation flights, they seem happy. That's what it looks like from this side of the tape. So you can see there is a pathway up here, around here, but I think that'd be more than far enough away for the bees. They're going to gain height anyway when they come out. Good. We're up at the main apiary, just collecting in these supers that we put the clearer boards on yesterday. So it's literally just going to be go down the line. With my blower if I need it, just to get rid of the rest of the bees off it. Blow them off. I'll use my adaptive wheelbarrow. We'll bring them up to the truck, stack them in the truck, clamp them down, and get on. There we are then. That didn't take too long. What, 20 minutes I guess? 20 minutes, half hour. We've taken 15 supers off, but what we have done, we have left every colony with a super, at least a super. A couple of them, that one for example, has got a brood box as a super. I've deliberately left those ones on because they're not quite full, because they're my drawn out comb for next year. That one's got 2 on still. Only reason is that the top one's empty, next one's about half full, and I run out of room in the truck to take any more anyway. They've all got 1 on, and likewise this has got 2 for the same reason. It's got a brood box as a super, which we need not quite all drawn out yet, which I want them to be. So there we are. So what's that, 10, about another 12 supers to pull in the summer. Nukes are doing all right. Right, let's get these supers home then. Well, you saw me collect those supers in this morning, and a couple from yesterday, so we decided we'd get straight on with the extracting. We're going to do some more at the weekend, but a couple of things. This National Kappa, any negative reviews you've read, ignore them. This is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. In fact, I've gone back the other way now that I'm uncapping really quickly. Everything's full and the spinner's not finished spinning, but I don't mind that because I can get on and do other things, so that's really cool. So I'm doing a separate video to that. You'll be able to see that. The other thing that's working really well, you remember I got a couple of those little lifters, so they are working really well. I've just lifted up the back. I've just had a stop between a few boxes because it's a change of apiary, so I'd like to keep, if I can, I like to keep the original hives original, but certainly I do like to keep the apiary separate. So yeah, that's working really well. Let's lift that up, and that's practically empty. Just been to lunch whilst I was letting gravity do its thing on the extraction, and whilst I was there having a look at the YouTube channel and noticed one of the comments from Jeff from Adelaide in Australia, and that blows me away that my videos are being seen all over the world. That's totally awesome. But Jeff had a question about the spinner and the stand that we put it on. Because if you remember, a couple of months ago, I put my spinner on a stand with wheels because I didn't want to actually mount it into the honey house, and that's worked really, really well. So the question that Jeff asked was, are all the wheels lock-in? No, only 2 are lock-in, but I don't lock them at all whilst the spinner's going, because apparently that's the physics behind it, that whilst the machine's wobbling, the wheels are taking up a lot of that wobble, and it does seem to work. So the only time I put the lock on is when I put that the lifter. You know, I've got one of those lifters for the back for tilting it forward, because obviously I don't want it to move whilst that's on there. So that's the only time I use the lock. And let me show you. Yeah, so the only one I've got, it doesn't really matter really. I've got a lock on that one, and there's a lock on the back, and that one isn't locked. But I say that's the only one that's locked at the moment, just because I've got the lifter on the back, lifting it forward to get the rest of the honey out. So yeah, I balance the spinner as you normally would, sort of spread it out a bit. So it's a 12 frame. So for example, earlier on I had 4 of those manly frames, which are obviously much heavier, and I put one of those on each side and then filled in the rest. And it does make a difference. So if you've got SM1 frames, which you've not the self-spacing on them, or you've got the spacer frames, it does all make a difference. So balance it the best you can. Start off slowly with the spinner. It will wobble a little bit to start with, and then it settles down, go a bit quicker, settles down, goes a bit quicker until you get the speed you want. The other good thing about this is I can actually put my foot on there. So what I do is put my foot on that bit and hold the spinner if it's a bit wobbly to start with. So if it's really wobbly, I can put some pressure on there, hold the spinner, then it settles down and increase the speed. And I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but what I do is once it's sort of got up to about the speed I want it, or just off it, I stop it and rotate it, and I go the other way, and then it tends to get a little bit faster. And just remember that you don't have to go really, really fast. You don't have to set it up to its top setting. I only set mine up, oh gosh, between 50 and 70%, and that gets the frames bone dry. So yeah, I hope that answers all your questions, Jeff. And now we're just waiting to get on with the cleanup. We're getting there, we're still on the cleanup. I just want to take an opportunity to say that Textron UK, for which I'm a huge fan of, you already know I've got the warming cabinet, and I've done a review on that, and I've got the table. I mean, I've just cleaned this up, and it took no time at all to clean up, and it's just a really good piece of kit. And I'll be getting the wax melter at the end of the year. But it's just to say, 13th of September, they've got a grand opening, because they haven't actually had a place where they've worked from, like a showroom and stuff, where you can go and see their stuff. Well, the 13th of September, they're opening their new place. It's in Great Yarmouth. So if you're nearby and you want to go and see this kit and get your hands on it and touch it and feel it before you think about buying it, then that'll be the time to do it on their opening. So that's the 13th of September. Look on Textron UK on Facebook, and it'll have all the details. So here we are then. We have just doing a reconnaissance for a removal, which we're going to be doing. So the ladies are in the top there, and if I can get this going. So you can see the heat source. If I come down, it's not there. So if I back up a little bit, it's in the bay of a window. And yeah, and they're in there at the top. You see the heat source, that's wonderful. And we're on plasterboard. So the plan is, come back with the team, we'll cut that out, and we'll rescue them. So that is something to look forward to. So I said, this is the rescue we're going to be doing. You can see the bees are up by that drain pipe there. That's where they're coming in, into that bay window. So yeah, we'll get the team together, and we'll plan a date, and we'll come and get those out, and we'll film that. 22nd of July, we're up at the new apiary, and we're just first job is all the wash traps have evaporated and gone dry. So we've got a nice sugary substance. It's just a bit of orange juice and lemonade. So I think there's even steams at the moment. The bottle traps that you saw how I did that video on how to make them get a lot more wasps in them, but the jar ones seem to take off much quicker. So there's only 3 hives up here now in the new apiary. There's no nukes anymore. We've taken one up to the pumpkins. So I'm going to do this one first. because I've got a super, which we've just extracted, I want to put back on it. Then we'll do the one in the corner there, and then we'll do that one last, because that was the Nasima one. So not expecting anything unusual, but if we do find anything unusual, we'll get you in for a look. Okay, let's not mess around then, because it's just starting to rain. Okay, they don't seem to be up there much, do they? Got eggs, got brood, that's good enough. Let's not go stupid. So that's something we've not had to deal with in quite some time. Do the inspection really quickly because a rain shower came in. Oh. But we still need more rain. This ground's still a bit dry. If we want that pumpkin crop, then we're going to need more rain. Still, right, let's have a look at these girls. Don't like it because of the weather. You can tell the difference. Stores, eggs, young larvae. Good. Exactly how we want to see it. That's nice. Okay, so look, we've got a complete frame of sealed brood on that side. Sealed brood on that side. And let's play Spot Queenie. Complete frame of sealed brood on that side. Did you see her? There she is. That's nice. Right, have these got enough space? Oh yeah, they did. They got enough space up there. Good. So 7 frames of brood isn't a lot of stores, mind. And mind you, this got a bit of weight in it. Yep, we'll do our old trick. The weight's all at the front. So we'll just turn it around, put the weight at the back there. Oh yeah, they're working that. Yeah, nice colony, good, nothing wrong with that. And they're combating the wasps. The wasps don't seem to be a problem. But this apiary, although there's a lot of wasps in the traps, doesn't appear to be getting as battered as some of the other apiaries are. Right, here we go again then, last one. This is the Nasima one. Because we're getting near the end of the season now, it's built up into a nice big box. Interesting to see what this does through the winter, won't it? Hasn't got a super on it, it's just the super box in case we needed it. And on the top there. Ooh, nice big box of bees now. We are going to give them a little bit of smoke, just because because of this weather. I suspect a lot of the forages are in there. Look at this. That's the Nasima one that we got to recover. That's a nice frame of stores with brood in the centre of it, which is exactly what we want to see in it. Yeah, it's looking good. And there's the queen. Been clipped, but a mark has come off. Let's have a little, see if we can't see her. It's a nice dark one. Good. So there we are, we got interrupted with the rain, but we got that one checked. We just checked there was eggs, and once we've seen there was eggs, we were happy. They've got loads of space, and we put that super back on. And the Nasima girls are doing really well. That's a nice full box, but they've still got a couple of frames, so we're not going to put a super on them there. We're just going to go into the winter with a big old box of bees. I'll check the front in a minute. And the one over there is doing really, really well. New queen, again, nice big old box of bees, and they have got some stores going up in the top. So that's nice. Right, let's get away before it starts raining again. So here we are back at the we're at the out apiary, but if you remember, we moved a colony, just one colony this year, down to the sunflowers, and that was only a week ago. We hadn't had any rain, and I showed you how many sunflowers were out. Well, we are now 1 week later with some rain, and the whole field is just yellow. And the other thing that's also happened is that the pumpkins weren't in flower last week. Well, now look, they're all in flower. And in fact, look at that. It's almost like I planned that. There she is, collecting the pumpkin nectar. That's nice. What we've got going on here? Bumbles on the sunflowers. Beautiful. Right, so let's go and have a look at this colony. You can't see it, but it's over there. Okay, still quite early in the morning. The girls are busy. So what we're going to do, because we did that extraction, I've got 2 wet supers to go back on this hive, and hopefully that'll really spark them up into thinking there's a flow on. Right, let's get on it. So back up at the new apiary, it's just weekly inspections, although the majority of these hives I don't intend to be in long. I've got the supers to put back on, the wet supers. I've just been looking at the bramble, and it's right, we've had a good amount of rain, and the bees are back on the bramble. The girls are all over this now, so I reckon by the time I put these supers on, that'll induce them. There might even be a bit of a flow on. So don't know, still funny. We'll see how the season goes. Right, so that's all we're doing. We'll get down the line. It won't be my normal inspection backwards or forwards. It will be whatever super comes off the top, because they're all coloured. That's the hive we'll do. So we're going right to the other end. We'll check the nukes, and then it'll be the pink one. So smoke is lit. Let's get on with it. Okay, we've just been through the nukes, and 2 of them, which were going to be part of our queen rearing, have been battered by the wasps. I think they've been robbed out completely. So the girls in there are really struggling. But the one on the end was doing all right. Didn't have a queen because it was part of the queen rearing, but was doing all right. Plenty of stores, plenty of bees, doing well. So what I've done, you can merge 3 colonies together, bosh, straight away, without doing all the newspaper and everything else, and they won't fight. At least that's what they tell me, and I've done it a couple of times in the past and it seems to work. So what I've done is those 2 that are weak, I've simply merged them into this one, because there's only a frame and a half in each of bees. So I've put all the bees in. The frames that did have brood have gone in here, into this one, and we've put a virgin queen in it. So this is now bursting with bees, and it's got a virgin queen, so it should be all right. And the other 2 we've taken away. This one, we've slipped a virgin queen into it, it's okay. These 2 are both queen right, which is good because they're going to be my overwintered nukes. Right, let's move on to the next one. Well, that's a lot hotter than what I thought it was going to be, and we've had to do some messing around with the nukes. We've got a few colonies done, and I just want to take the opportunity to, if you remember, I don't know if you can see it from there, the tall one that was the camouflage one, and the bees at the start of the season weren't very nice. They were a bit pingy, a bit in your face. Didn't really like them, so we requeened them. And I've just checked the notes, and it was the 20th of June that there was requeened, and we're now on the 25th of July. So what, 5-6 weeks? That colony now, big colony, lots of stores in it, really, really calm. I've just been in it, especially when you consider some of the colonies now that are being battered by the wasps are a bit tetchy. That one completely the other way now. So if you think the life expectancy of a bee is about 6 weeks this time of year, that was 5 weeks ago, and after the requeen, completely different box of bees. So if you have got nasty colonies, you can do something about it. Right, let's get on. So 24th of July, and it is just been stupidly busy over the last week or so. So spent all day today up at the association apiary. We've just been teaching the groups about extracting. And so what we do is in the morning we get all our, those that have done year 2s, all our apiary working party volunteers, that sort of stuff, we get up and we get all the club's honey extracted, but we leave a couple of supers for the beginners course. So we've been doing that all day today. I've done a little bit on the hive, bit of filming. As you saw, I've been in here in the honey house doing all my own extracting. I've done my own extracting, I've done a load of bottling, and now we're just putting the best before dates on, because I am out again, completely out again. In fact, I've even had a couple of customers have been up and they've even taken jars before I've even had a chance to label them or put the best before dates on. But I've done a bit of everything now. I have still got more runny honey, because that's what goes most. So I've got another bucket of that going through the system, which is cool. But we've got some soft set honey going on, creamed honey. We've got the runny honey, which you've seen before. What else we got? Oh, this is quite cool. Chunk honey. I don't know if you can see that. So this chunk honey is a good little earner. So I do cut comb, cut comb honey where you chop it up, but you always get some of the frames are not exactly right, so that you get your 8 nice chunks of honey out of it. So you have bits left over. So if you just put those bits into a jar of runny honey, it don't really matter too much what the size is either. So you put that in, fill it up with runny honey, and because it's chunk, and you call it chunk honey, and actually you can sell it for a little bit more than what you would your normal runny honey. The customers like it because it gives them an opportunity to try cut comb without wasting a whole load. So they can have this, try the cut comb. If they like cut comb, they can buy it. But because you're just putting your offcuts in there, you're obviously putting less honey in there, and you charge a little bit more for it. So that's definitely worth doing. And we've got the set honey, all of them in 8 ounce and 12 ounce jars. So that's what we're getting on with at the moment. That's going to keep me busy for the next hour or so. So I'll crack on. So don't know what's happening where you guys are, but the wasps seem to have calmed down a little bit now. We were getting absolutely battered. I thought I was going to have to take my bees out of my observation hive because it was just getting really, really hammered. So anyway, loads of wasp traps out in all the apiaries. One of my colonies up in my out apiary has been is now a dead out. And the wasps, and then obviously the bees got in there. There's nothing in there at all. But that was a weak colony anyway. That was one of those colonies that had suffered a bit. We had dead bees in the base, and probably Nosema, but not 100% sure. But they'd kind of just got themselves over it. They'd got a new queen. We'd got them over it. They were starting to do well. They were starting to pick up. But now the wasps have got them, and it's a dead out. Which just goes to show that the best way of dealing with wasps is strong colonies. That is it. So, but I don't know about you guys, but yeah, mine's we're still in July, and this seems to have calmed down a bit with the wasps. So let's hope their season's on the tail end as well. That'd be really nice. But we shall see. So 29th of July, and it's not a good day. So this is the observation hive, and it's been absolutely battered by wasps, and they've sort of held on. I've been checking them daily, which I suppose is the good thing of an observation hive. But you could just tell today that they had nothing left in them. So we've taken them out. You can kind of see the carnage on the bottom there. All the poor girls where they've tried to defend. So anyway, there was some brood in there. There was bees in there. Even though you can just tell, when you see when bees are starving, they just look hungry and they're slow and they're lethargic. And they're trying to look after their brood, bless them. So we couldn't leave them in there because we had a nice mated queen in there. So we've taken the queen and what's left out and moved them. Let me show you where I've moved them to. Yeah, so this has really scuppered our queen rearing because these girls have absolutely been hammered by those wasps. So I'll show you when we get down here. We've got another dead out here, and we had a dead out up in the out apiary, and I suspect there's more to come. So those nukes for the queen rearing have not been strong enough. So these ones down here are all right, seem to be all right, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to check again on. Where are we? We're on Tuesday. I'll check them again Thursday, and if they're still struggling, I might consider them taking them up to the out apiary. But yeah, have a look at this. So this one was a big strong colony, and it was doing really, really well. But the wasps have just absolutely hammered it. Still doing all right in there. They seem to be defending themselves. But look, there you go, wasp straight in. Wasps all over the place. So we definitely want to consider moving that one. Look, there we go, quite a few. These other two, bless them. So these two seem to be doing much better. Although look, I sprayed some sugar water in there. Look, so that's the one that I've moved the girls from the observation hive. So the girls from the observation hive have been put in there, and they're being merged over newspaper, the way you do a normal merge. The bottom box is looking after itself. It's got quite a lot in it. The top box had those girls in it. So I've sprayed them with some sugar water, just to give them some food until they manage to, break through and merge through. So hopefully that will be all right. But there was one of those little virgin queens in there from the queen rearing. So we've removed the virgin queen out the bottom, because obviously then it's completely hopelessly queenless, and we've introduced our mated queen from the observation hive. And because that's got brood in there, and because she's mated, obviously they can get on with it much quicker and hopefully recover themselves. This little one here is doing all right. There seems to be quite a good strong box of bees in there. All the time I've been watching that one, no wasps have seemed to be managed to go in. In actual fact, the other one next to it, the wasps haven't been able to get in the entrance, so the girls are defending that quite well. All those wasps on the top are where we've sprayed with sugar water, and they're trying to get at it. This one again is doing okay. It's quite strong, seems to be looking after itself. Although, can you see where I've put the tape on? The wasps were getting in there. They've actually chewed a hole, and they were getting in there. I'll talk about that in a minute. And that one's again a dead out, and it's a shame because that one was doing quite well. And if you look underneath, can you see all the cappings where those wasps have just been in there, and just because that had a lot of honey in this one, they were doing well for stores, and they've literally just stripped it clean. So back to these ones. So these little nukes are the old Castle Farm Hives ones. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember when I took that colony up to the manor, that manor house, one of that little nuke that I sold, and it was in one of them? Well, we moved it at night time, and everything was good. And then whilst I'm carrying it, I felt bees on my wrist, and I got stung, and they were getting out the back. And I thought it's just because I hadn't seated it correctly. Anyway, subsequently, since it's been up there, and this is the other one, because I had two of them, I've noticed bees have got like almost a backdoor entrance. They've been getting in and out. And if you look at the other one, if you look at this, can you see how much movement there is in that? So it's not creating a proper seal. And that seems to be on all of them. So that's obviously not good. So we gave those a go, because we wanted to see what it's like with the polystyrene and everything else. But at the moment, because of that, it's a big no from me. So I don't know how you guys are going on. If any of you got any of these old Castle Farm poly nukes, let me know how you're getting on, because that's not clever. That's not I'm not impressed with that. It's not giving us a good seal, which is created in robbing in that one. And obviously, when I tried to move them, it wasn't sealed up. So let me know how you're getting on. Right, look at these wasps in here. So I think we better top that up with some more solution, and try and catch some more of the buggers. So 30th of July, we've nearly made it to the end of the month. It's just been crazy busy, not just with the bees either. Lots of things going on, which have taken up my time. It's just been like crisis management. Before one problem's fixed, another one arises. But such is life. That's life, isn't it? So, but we're back up here now at the new apiary. It's a bit later than what I'd normally do. It's 6 o'clock at night, but they do need doing. It's just a weekly inspection. I'm in my happy place now. I'm up with my bees. So the reason I'm still going weekly inspections, it could go a bit longer as far as the bees are concerned, but a lot of my colonies have been absolutely battered by wasps. I'm hoping, and I think these ones should all be all right, because there's only 3 colonies up here now, and they're 3 really strong colonies, including the Nasima one. So I can see there's wasps about. The wasp traps are all full, so we need to fill up the wasp traps again, empty them and fill them up, and just make sure the colonies are all right. Looking underneath them, I'm not seeing lots of. Well, that one has a little bit. Lots of uncapped cappings, which is a shine that the wasps have been in. But there's one way to find out, isn't there? Let's get in and get on with it. If I see anything of interest, I'll drag you in and show you. Otherwise, we'll just crack on. Okay, that was nice. We've done that. The one over there, that was a split I did earlier with one of those carnelians. So it's still a green queen, which I don't normally take them unless they're good through the winter. But that's doing really, really well. So she's. Unless they supersede her, she can carry on through the winter. There's They've got plenty of stores in the super, so I think there was a bit of a flow on because they're quite full. And in the actual brood box, they've got 7 frames of brood, but I mean proper stuffed. You got 4 frames of just wall-to-wall capped brood, and then you got 3 frames of brood in all stages, a couple of frames of pollen, and a couple of empty frames. But no, really pleased with that. That's doing really well. That's what we want it to do. Loads of bees out the front of this one, so it'll be these. A lot of these were just empty supers. We just put them on top for them to clean up, so I don't expect there to be a lot in there. Okay, I'm going to have to check, but I think I took 2 supers off of this when I literally just did that extracting. I'm sure it was 2, definitely 1. And I'm looking at these frames now. Remember how they were left with cut marks in them as they went through the National Uncapper? They just, you just can't tell that they've been through there. You can't see any lines this way, so it would suggest that the bees have taken that off and cleaned it up. And I've checked every frame and certainly cleaned it. So I'll confirm that when we go up to the out apiary this week. I can double check that for sure, for definitely. But no, if that's the way they're going to be cleaned up to be reused, then that just makes that National Uncapper even better. Right, let's have a look at these bees. Oh, I forgot to, one thing I forgot to say to you is, if you remember earlier on in the year, I took that exam, Module 7. Well, I completely forgot to tell you guys that I actually passed it. It's only because I was reading the magazine, the BBK magazine today, and it's got all the results in there. Actually remembered. So that's another module passed. So we've still got a few to do. We're going to do module, we've still got 5, which is biology, 6 bee behaviour to do, and then the big one, 8, and then advanced husbandry. So getting on. We'll do one of them at least over the winter, maybe 2. That's full of brood. There's a couple of frames there with brood on them, not completely stuffed with brood like the like that one over there, but brood nonetheless, which is all good. Yeah, another one that's stuffed with brood. Not seen any. Oh, yes, I have. There's eggs in that one. I still get out and about and do some foraging later in life. Plenty of eggs in here. Oh, there she is. Should we play Spot the Queen? Her markings have come off. Oh, it's trying to face track me. I'll let you have a look. Seen her? She is blue. Blue's come off a little bit. Good. Okay, so that's the other thing we need to be a bit careful of. This colony, loads of bees, loads of brood, looking healthy, looking well. Little bit of stores, but not a huge amount. We're talking maybe a super frame and that's it. There's nothing in the brood box, just a tiny bit in the first super. So I think what we're going to do is we'll come up later on in the week and we'll feed these ones. Because for the size of the bees there, if that's all they've got to eat, then you know, things they might be getting in trouble. So they'll feed that. We'll feed them. We'll feed them later in the week. Right, one more to do. So there we go. I've just actually smoked them, so got down. But yeah, not a bad looking box of bees. So let's get in there and see what we've actually got, shall we? Right. Hello, girls. So these are literally just in their box. There's no super. It's just one box. Ooh. It's got some weight in it. Yeah, that's nice. So at least you got some stores. A little bit of stores in that one. That's good. Oh. That's a big old slab of stores. Well, I'll tell you what I think I'm going to do. Now I've seen this, I think what we'll do, we'll take a frame of these stores and we'll give them to that colony. I'll save coming back up to feed them, won't it? Yep, another slab of stores. What does that mean though? Have you got nothing else to do? Yep, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 frames of stores. Oh, hang on, we've got some brood. Oh, right. So this is a good frame. I don't know if you can see that from there. It's really heavy, so it's completely stuffed with stores all the way around, brood in the middle, and that's the same on both sides. Right, queenie in it. No, so that's one. That's the first frame of brood. So actually, you're running out of space, girls. So it might actually be even better for us to give a frame of brood over there. Sorry, stop. Rephrase that. It might be better to give that colony a frame of stores from here because they've got so many, and then we will give this. Then can have an empty frame because I don't really want to start just yet. Putting a super on because we need to be thinking about winding down for winter, and there ain't many bees in here. Yeah, frame of stores, food all the way. Who'd have thought, that this was the one that had all the Nasima, and yet this is the best box of bees today in the apiary. Wouldn't have thought that, would you? Lots of fluffy little baby nurse bees. I do like the fluffy baby nurse bees. Another frame, good. Cool. I'm going to show you this if I can. Just make sure Queen is not on it. So we've got a slab of stores on this side. But on this side we've just got a complete kaleidoscope of pollen. Can you see that? That's really cool, really cool. What's on the front frame? Stores, lots of it again. Jesus, that's heavy. Right, so I think we actually can get away with taking 2 frames. We'll give these girls some space. We'll take 2 frames of stores. Nothing obviously with brood in it. So I have to look that up at the moment. This pollen's practically black. What gives us that then? Right, I'll look it up later. But you tell me. Tell me in the comments what gives us really dark pollen. Yeah, so pleased with that. Pleased the way this little how that's panned out in this apiary. Yeah, so actually really pleased with that. I'm pleased with the way things have panned out. So first hive was got a carnelian in it. Box is absolutely full on the bottom. They've got plenty of stores. They've got some in the super as well. So that's good for them to be going on with. Next box over, you saw that. Full box of bees. I mean, proper full. Sort of over 10 frames really. Well, the first one had mainly pollen. But nothing in the supers. But hardly any stores at all. This one, wow, what a season this one's had. This one now is absolutely bursting. Bear in mind, it's got no super, it's literally just on a brood box. But that brood box is stuffed with, what did it have? 8 frames of brood and 3 frames solid of stores. But also on those brood frames, as I showed you, the middle was all brood and the outside was all stores, which is the way you want it. So that I had plenty in here, but no more space. And when it gets to this time of year, I'm always loath to give them a box. Unless there's a full flow on, they're filling up supers, and of course we'll give them a box. But you ideally want to sort of be thinking about getting them down for winter now. So what we've done is we've taken 2 full frames of stores out of here and given to that colony that had no stores, and then 2 empty frames from there into here, so she's got some space to lay and to put some more stores in. So overall we can go away happy that this apiary is all good. Right, get the wash chaps changed, and then we'll get out of here. Okay, so what a month that was. July, that's been super busy, but we got loads of extracting done. We've got loads of honey jarred. We're on top of things from that point of view, which is good because we've got markets and shows and things like that coming up. Our bees are in good shape generally, although the nukes and the queen rearing, the wasps have given them a right old battering, so we're still working hard to try and sort that out. So that's it. So that's July finish. What we've got looked forward to next month. So next month we have got the Gillingham Shaftesbury show, which we attend. We've got finish off the queen rearing and get the boxes sorted out, etc. for that. We've got more extracting to do, and we've got that rescue, that cutout. Not sure, I will mention it in the August video, but we might do a separate video complete for that. So that's it. So that completes July. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something from it, and we will see you in August. Goodbye.